Oh my goodness, this could be a very interesting day. Okay, so this guy's sitting here, he's finished. I'm gonna give him back to the owner as soon as he gets here. This bike is the bike for Isolastics that I've been putting off, trying to work up the courage to address the project, and that's what we're gonna do today. Silver bike is waiting on a clutch cable. The leg breaker 441 Victor came in after the ISO bike, so that's going to sit over there. The yellow Norton is waiting on the speedometer. The BSA on the lift is waiting on, carburetor that I ordered yesterday. So the decision was made, we have to work on something today. Kevin's coming down and we decided we either have to work on the leg breaker or the ISOs on this bike, and it's been here a long time. So we're going to do the Isolastics on this bike, which is a nasty, dirty, hard, nasty, difficult, nasty, take the whole bike apart, nasty. Just, it's basically the worst job you can do to a Norton. Rear wheel comes off, rear fender comes off, oil tank comes off, battery box comes out, exhaust system comes out, top ISO comes off, the ignition coils come off, the carburetor and manifold come off, air cleaner comes off, the front ISO comes off. Need to use the sky lift to pull the bike up to lift the engine high enough so that the primary has to come off, clutch has to come out. Everything. Stripped right down to engine tranny in the engine cradle. Everything else has to come off just in order to tilt the engine far enough forward with the tail end high enough to get that rear isolastic installed. It is a miserable, miserable job. So rather than try to take short videos explaining what we're going to do, we're going to try something different. I'm going to set the camera up on a tripod somewhere. I'll try to come up with a good view and set it for time-lapse photography and just let it run. And we'll see at the end of the day what that time-lapse looks like. So stand by, it's going to be an experiment. Let's see how it works out. All right, this is the view we're going to use for the time-lapse. We just went back to the office and I did some research through my files and found a file I did on the last time I did ISOs, and it's 21 photographs, and I'm going to show you those photographs before we start the time-lapse here. So I'm going to start the time-lapse, but when I do the video tonight, I'm going to do the 21 illustrative how to do ISOs photographs first. Then we'll start on this bike and you'll see the real project in time-lapse real time. So anyway, that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to now climb down off of my workbench and get ready to start this project. Well, let's see. Right now it's about 12:40. I think we started long around 10 o'clock, and we have worked straight through. I don't know how the time lapse worked. It'll be interesting to see. The bike is stripped down right now. We're going to pick it up tomorrow. We're going to hang the engine from this guy hook and pull the front ISO out, and then we will be able to replace the rear ISO, then the front ISO, and put it back together. These oil lines have been a royal pain in the butt, caused a whole lot of trouble, but they're loose, and we'll hope to God to get them back on. A lot of nuts and bolts that are just flat wrong that we're going to replace with more appropriate nuts and bolts. Don't know what else to say. The chain is amazingly good condition. It looks like it's brand new. I mean, there's not 6 inches of deflection there, so that looks really good. Here's a pile of bits and pieces. Z-plates, exhaust systems, rear brake assembly, battery box, oil tank, rear wheel, and my ladder for climbing up on top of the workbench. And over here's another brake assembly. Ah, gosh, so much. Anyway, I'm going to go inside and do these videos and see how they turn out. And we'll pick this up tomorrow. So, it's been an interesting day. I'm not going to put this horn back underneath the motorcycle. If it works, I will hang it up somewhere on the front of the motorcycle where it can be heard rather than being on the rear of the motorcycle pointing down at the ground, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. The bike's still running points, so we won't be doing anything at all about starting the motorcycle. Well, basically, we don't have enough motorcycle to start the motorcycle, so we're not going to touch the points. We'll put the wires back together, and our job is to replace the Isolastics. So that's where we are. Pick this up tomorrow. Well, that was fun, and I don't think I'll do it again. I would rather do short videos explaining what we're doing. To me, it just sounds like more fun and more enjoyable to watch. The time lapse was interesting, but as far as experiments go, nah, I'm not going to do it anymore. So that's about it. We'll pick this up tomorrow when we start replacing the individual ISOs and putting the bike back together.